Hey kids, Peter from Panda here. Just bought myself this Tool Logic credit card companion with lens and compass. Hey, it's 9 tools in one, and I thought it would be worth checking out. It comes in this blister pack, so I'm going to go ahead, and as you can see, kind of heat shrunk all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and spend the next hour and a half opening this sucker up, and we'll be back when I get it out. Alright, so got it open here. Tool Logic, credit card companion tool. I think Tool Logic also makes a number of knives, and they're pretty cool. They're actually kind of these multifunction. I don't have any. I want to say they're in the $30, $40, $50 range, but they come with fire starters. I'd love to check those out too, because it's just kind of cool to have magnesium with a knife. But here it is. It is credit card sized. It's obviously going to be quite a bit thicker than a credit card, but it's not too terribly thick. You could certainly carry this around, and the fact that it has kind of a bunch of stuff in it is what makes it useful. So the first big thing here is everything kind of slides. The card works as like a sheath. Is a knife here. So you have this serrated 2-inch steel blade. Should cut through stuff pretty easily. I don't know that I have a lot of stuff to cut here, but I'll try this. So, on the serration, but it does kind of slice through paper pretty easily, so that's kind of nice. The interesting thing is there's no way to mount this back in the card, so you'd have to use it as it presents itself. Supposedly this kind of little loop here, which is not sharp, you can put your finger in to kind of get leverage and hold it up here, so it kind of works more like a little bit of a finger blade than a full-on knife. Obviously, because this is polymer or plastic, you wouldn't want to just mount it in here without some sort of like full tang or something to give you leverage, because it's probably going to pop out. But pretty sharp serrated blade here. They have a little hole here so you can grip it if you're kind of using it to chop, but kind of cool. So it fits right back in here, and I like that kind of clicks into place, so you don't have to worry about it falling out. Ruler here, centimeters. That's all it has, is just centimeters. Metric goes up to 6 centimeters, it looks like. A little hole there for a lanyard. There is also a compass and a magnifying glass here, so you can see that works. This is you're probably in a survival situation are not going to have a bunch of need to read something, but you can focus light, and suppose if you can get a nice bright sunny day, you could use it as a fire starter. I probably prefer it to be a little bigger, to take a kind of a very small pencil, maybe it's bigger than a pencil, but it's it's smaller than a dime size lens to create fires, and kind of ideal. You want to concentrate as much light as possible, but it does work. There is a compass right there, and it looks like it's floating pretty freely, and I'm just trying to see if it's pointing north. It generally is, I think. Let's see. Okay, that is north, but let's see if it rotates. What's interesting here is the compass does seem to be floating pretty freely, but it seems to be a little bit heavy on one side for some reason. So you kind of have to kind of gingerly move it around to get it to kind of do its free float. So I'm not real sure what the issue is there. Like a lot of these smaller compasses, whether they're on paracord bracelets and whatnot, I don't know that I trust my life to them, but it's certainly better to have something in a pinch or in a survival situation than nothing. Like I said, can't really get it to reorient it, but so keep that in mind. The compass on these is kind of typical compass. Again, the piece here, I'm not even sure what it is. We'll pull it out. Oh, look at that can opener. If you're familiar with these types of can openers, they you put it under the lip. I don't really have any cans here, but I've got this this lantern, and if this were the can, you'd put it under the lip here like that, and then you'd punch into the top of the can and kind of work it all the way around. I've used these, they come in a little emergency size, kind of like tin or steel. So they're pretty useful, especially because carrying a big can opener is not very practical in a camping, hiking, survival situation. And you will probably often have a lot of canned food. So that's kind of cool. There is at least a couple of other tools on here. Kind of a little bit of a larger flathead screwdriver bit, like that. And then a much smaller one. So just flatheads, no big deal, kind of nice. And again, when you put it in, snaps in there very securely. Then the last two things here, I assume, are right here, because they look like they are kind of like on Swiss Army tools, Swiss Army knives. They pull out the ends. A pair of tweezers, and these look like they should be pretty accurate. The ends match up pretty nicely. Good springy on those. And slides in there. And the cool thing about this is it slides in, well, how about that? I don't know that I put it in perfectly correctly, but I just popped off the plastic head. Now, like I said, this wasn't given to me as a test evaluation. I actually bought it, so I'm a little disappointed that the little polymer piece, because now without another tool, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that sucker out. So, you know, if you've got something else, you can kind of pry it out, but now without the little plastic or polymer head on there, I'm not going to be able to get it out with my finger. Then there's another tool right here. We'll get this sucker out. And they're in there tight. And I was saying as I was pressing it in, you don't have to worry about losing them, but because they go in there tight. And a toothpick. These can be a lot more useful than you think, especially in kind of a camping, hiking situation where maybe you don't have perfect resources to always brush your teeth. Kind of getting out the big stuff is at least a good start. It's all polymer and fits just in there like this, and like I said, fits in there snugly. I wouldn't worry about it falling out, but now I'd worry about this one not ever coming out. And actually, this will be a good chance. I'm going to push on it a little bit. I'm going to see if the hole that this goes into is just the length of the tool itself, or you're going to lose it all the way in there. So it looks like the channel that these tweezers would fit into is actually deeper than the tweezers themselves. So now that I've lost the top, the kind of the stop on the top of the tweezers, they could get pushed all the way in, and now I'd almost never be able to get it out. So I probably wouldn't bet the, you know, if you were getting it for these two tools, I probably wouldn't do that. But certainly if you just want the knife and the can opener and the screwdriver and things like that, a good way to carry all of it around, easy way to put it in a pocket of a backpack or your glove box, or just in your own pocket as you're out on a hike. It's not very heavy. It's pretty lightweight. A lot of good stuff on here. Oh, there's the inches. Sorry about that. So you've got a 3-inch ruler on the top, on the top end. So pretty cool little device. Let me tell you, I paid around $12-13 for it. So you get a lot for it, but just understand, plastic, polymer, wears out, breaks. I did it in the first 10 minutes of owning it. Peter Von Panda, the Tool Logic credit card companion tool. Out.